They named it Thanatos, a fitting moniker for what would become humanity's executioner. The asteroid had lurked in the shadow of Jupiter for millennia, its trajectory an intricate dance of gravitational forces that kept it hidden from Earth's most vigilant astronomical sentinels. Until 3 months ago, when Dr. Eleanor Reeves spotted an anomaly while scanning routine telescope data at the Mauna Kea Observatory. "It's just a blip," her colleague had said. Eleanor knew better. That blip was a 1.7-kilometer-wide harbinger of extinction, and it was headed directly for Earth. The world governments did what governments always do. They formed committees, held emergency summits, and assured the public that contingency plans were in place. Space agencies cobbled together a desperate mission to divert the asteroid's path with nuclear warheads. The mission failed spectacularly when Thanatos absorbed the blast and, instead of changing course, fragmented into hundreds of smaller pieces, all still bound for Earth. On Impact Day, Maya Kinsley stood on the rooftop of her apartment building in Chicago, watching the sky burn. The meteorites streaked across the atmosphere, leaving trails of emerald and violet light in their wake. Beautiful. If you could forget, they heralded the end of civilization as humanity knew it.
Do you think we'll make it?
Maya didn't answer. Her eyes were fixed on the largest fragment visible from their vantage point. It was heading toward Lake Michigan, its fiery tail painting the night sky in otherworldly colors.
You should get inside, under something sturdy.
Does it matter at this point?
Before Maya could respond, a blinding flash erupted over the lake. The shockwave hit seconds later, shattering windows and knocking them both to the ground. Maya's ears rang as she crawled toward the rooftop door, dragging Daniel by his arm. The sky continued to fracture with light as smaller meteorites bombarded the city. They made it to her apartment on the top floor just as the building began to shudder violently. Maya pulled Daniel under her reinforced dining table.
Hold on.
She shouted, though she couldn't even hear her own voice over the cacophony of destruction. The world became chaos. Concrete cracked, glass shattering, screams from neighboring apartments cut short. Maya squeezed her eyes shut and waited for the end. But death didn't come. When the quaking finally subsided, an eerie silence fell. Maya cautiously emerged from under the table. Her apartment was in ruins, but somehow the structure had remained intact. Daniel followed her, blood trickling from a cut above his eyebrow.
We're alive.
He whispered, disbelief evident in his voice. Maya moved to the window, or where the window had been. The Chicago skyline was transformed. Several buildings had collapsed. Fires dotted the landscape, and a strange luminescent mist hung in the air, emanating from what appeared to be an impact crater near the lakeshore.
Something's wrong. Do you feel that?
I feel different.
A scream from the apartment below jarred them from their stupor. Maya rushed to her door, yanking it open to find her downstairs neighbor, Mrs. Patel, in the hallway. Except she no longer looked entirely human. Her skin had taken on a grayish hue, elongated protrusions extending from her shoulders. Her eyes now obsidian pools.
Help me! Something's happening to me!
Maya reached out instinctively, then recoiled as she noticed her own hands. Tiny flames danced across her fingertips, yet she felt no pain. The fire responded to her thoughts, growing and diminishing as her concentration shifted.
What's happening to us?
Then, without warning, the coffee table levitated off the floor, hovering for a moment before crashing back down. Daniel stared at it, then at his outstretched hand. Mrs. Patel growled, the sound primal and threatening. Her body convulsed, the mutations accelerated. She lunged toward Maya with unexpected speed. Acting on pure instinct, Maya thrust her hands forward. A torrent of flame erupted from her palms, pushing Mrs. Patel back, but not harming her. The mutated woman hissed and retreated down the stairwell.
We need to get out of here. Find others like us.
Like us? What are we now?
Maya looked at the flames still dancing on her fingertips, then at the city beyond, where similar scenes were undoubtedly unfolding across the globe. Meteorites had struck everywhere, changing the very fabric of humanity.
I don't know, but the world just divided into 3 parts. Those who changed like us, those who turned into whatever Mrs. Patel is becoming, and those who remained untouched.
And how do we know who's who?
A distant explosion illuminated the cityscape, followed by screams and the unmistakable roar of something not human.
I guess we'll find out. Welcome to the new Earth.
Outside, the mist from the meteorite continued to spread, carrying with it the catalyst for humanity's mutation. Above, the stars shone indifferently upon a planet irrevocably changed, a world fractured not just by impact, but by what emerged from the ashes of that cosmic collision. The age of humanity had ended. The age of evolution had begun.